I've played a lot of Roblox obbies in my life. I've fallen into endless pits of lava, been jump scared by spinning saws, and I've rage quit enough escape the whatever games to fill a cringe compilation. But recently, I stumbled onto an obby that felt different. At first, everything seemed normal. Bright colors, silly music, a happy lobby with other players running around. I joined thinking, alright, just a little parkour fun before I log off for the night. I started jumping across platforms, sliding down ramps, and dodging spinning hammers like it was any other day on Roblox. I even thought, this might actually be kinda relaxing. But then, about 10 stages in, something started to feel off. The colors got darker, the platforms got thinner. The music loop started to sound less cheerful, and more like a timer ticking in my head. And that's when I noticed the game's title at the top of my screen. Escape the Evil Toy Factory Obby. And that name would soon make a lot more sense. What started as a fun little obby turned into one of the most manipulative, creepy, and frustrating experiences I've ever had on Roblox. By the time I finished, I wasn't laughing. I wasn't even mad. I just sat there thinking, how is this even allowed on Roblox? So today, I'm going to expose the dark truth behind this Roblox obby and why these kinds of games exist in the first place. Like most of these cash grab obbies, Escape the Evil Toy Factory starts out so innocent, it's almost insulting. The first few stages are childishly easy. Wide rainbow paths, giant arrows showing you where to go, checkpoints every 5 seconds. It's designed to trick you into thinking this is just a casual, fun experience. The music is goofy, the colors are bright, and your brain goes, oh, I can breeze through this. And that's exactly what the developer wants, because the second you start to feel confident, the game turns on you. Stage 12, I jump onto what looks like a normal platform, and instantly fall through it into a kill brick. Stage 15, I get hit with a spinning hammer that's almost impossible to avoid. Stage 17, I step on a safe block that sends me straight into lava. It went from friendly playground to rage factory in a matter of minutes. And that's when I realized the truth. This obby wasn't made for fun. It was made to frustrate you into paying. By the time I got midway through the obby, I finally understood the game design behind these kinds of Roblox traps. The devs know exactly how to mess with players, especially kids. They create this perfect cycle of hope and frustration. First, they make you feel skilled with easy stages. Then, they hit you with sudden, ridiculous difficulty spikes that feel almost unfair. And right when you're at your breaking point, guess what pops up on your screen? A big shiny skip stage button for 20 Robux. I watched players in the server rage in chat. One kid typed, I can't beat this, I'm skipping. Another one said, Mom said I can only buy one skip. This obby is basically psychological warfare. The devs know you're either going to rage quit and leave the game, or spend Robux to keep moving forward. Either way, they win. Because as long as enough kids pay out of frustration, the game keeps making money. It's a cash machine disguised as a toy factory. Around stage 38, I was already frustrated. I had fallen into lava pits a dozen times, dodged spinning hammers that seemed rigged to hit me no matter what, and I was starting to question why I even clicked on this game. Then something happened that changed everything. I accidentally glitched through a wall. It wasn't on purpose. I was just trying to line up a jump and brushed against the side of a wall near the checkpoint. Suddenly, my character clipped through and I was standing in a hidden developer room. At first, I thought, cool, maybe this is an Easter egg or a secret badge area. Nope, this was nightmare fuel. The room was full of floating blocks, random kill bricks, and unfinished obstacles that weren't part of the main game. But the creepiest part? There were decals on the walls with strange messages. One said, Stage 50 equals paywall. Another had a smiley face with X's for eyes. and scribbled across one wall was a sentence that made my stomach drop. "They always fall for it." That's when it hit me. I wasn't in some fun obby anymore. I was backstage at a scam factory. This wasn't a happy accident. This was evidence that the game was built deliberately to manipulate players. I wandered around the secret area, and the deeper I went, the more disturbing it got. There were invisible platforms testing insta-death mechanics. There were fake walls leading to void drops. And worst of all, there were duplicate room layouts. Like the dev had been recycling the same map structure to pump out more rage obbies under different names. I felt like I had uncovered the developer's playbook. This wasn't about creativity. It was a production line of frustration traps, designed to do one thing: make players quit or spend Robux. After seeing this, I couldn't unsee it. Every friendly stage I went through after that felt like a lie. Every sudden difficulty spike felt intentional. And those shiny skip stage buttons, they weren't just optional. They were the end goal. The hidden room was proof that these obbies aren't just lazy, they're predatory. And Roblox is full of them, hiding behind cute thumbnails and silly names, waiting for the next player to get frustrated enough to pay. By the time I was near the end of the obby, the dark truth fully hit me. This game wasn't made for fun. It was made to exploit kids. Look, Roblox's audience is mostly under 13. These are kids who get excited over bright colors, funny music, and silly avatars. They're not thinking about game design or psychological manipulation. They just want to play and feel like they're accomplishing something. And this obby weaponized that innocence. I saw it happen live in the chat. One kid typed, "Mom said I can only buy one skip." Another said, "I used my birthday Robux already." It was heartbreaking and infuriating at the same time. These kids weren't just playing a game. They were being manipulated by it. Even the leaderboard was a trap. It made you feel like if you didn't finish, you weren't good enough. That's powerful for a kid. They want that winner badge. They want to brag to their friends. And if the only thing standing in their way is a few Robux, most will click without thinking twice. This isn't an accident. This is predatory game design hiding under the mask of a fun kids obby. And it works. These games make bank. They don't need to be creative or fair. They just need to keep kids rage playing and rage paying. That's the dark side of Roblox that people don't talk about enough. For every amazing dev making fun, fair games, there's another one cranking out cash grab obbies designed to squeeze as much money as possible from the youngest players on the platform. After seeing it firsthand, I couldn't stop thinking about how many kids were falling for it, spending their limited Robux on skips instead of enjoying games that actually deserved their support. This wasn't a game. It was a Robux funnel disguised as a toy factory. When I finally hit the last stage of the Escape the Evil Toy Factory obby, I wasn't happy. I wasn't proud. I didn't even feel relief. I just felt used. Because by the end, I realized that this obby was never about fun or challenge. It was about manipulation. The easy stages at the start, they were just bait. The sudden difficulty spikes, pure frustration traps. The shiny skip stage button, the true finish line. And once I saw it for what it was, I started recognizing the same pattern in dozens of other Roblox obbies. And the worst part? Most players will never notice. They'll think they're just bad at the game or unlucky, when in reality, the game is rigged against them from the start. I closed the game and just sat there for a minute, thinking about how many times I've joined a fun obby without realizing what was happening behind the scenes. Roblox is an incredible platform filled with creativity and fun. But this was the ugly side of Roblox. The side that preys on the youngest players, weaponizes frustration, and hides its true intentions behind cute thumbnails and rainbow stages. And now that I've seen the truth, I can't go back. So here's my advice. The next time you see a friendly-looking obby with a goofy name and a smiling thumbnail, remember my story. Because behind all those happy colors, there might just be another trap designed to take your Robux. That's the dark truth of Roblox obbies, and once you know it, you'll never look at them the same way again.